I am not 3 hours late. Because I never scheduled anything for 3 hours ago, so I can't be late for something that wasn't happening. You be kind to me. Life is a highway. Alright. Leia. You know what? I'm not falling for the bait. How are you today? You know, my lungs are here and there and everywhere, but I've got some coffee, I've got some gamer sups, I've got some water even, and I'm happy to be angry today. No, I've been hiding up in the casino offices, just coughing away, suffering from black lung or whatever. But I'm doing my best here. I'm trying to be around. Is Reddit a prime suspect in this case, boss? Who is on Reddit? What a subpar website. You know, they lock people like you in cages for a reason, yeah? You don't even qualify as a person. Anyway. If I hear the black lung cough during Vexpo, I'll know it's boss. Stop! Can you imagine if that's how, like, I was discovered offline? When I'm incognito? My stupid fucking cough. I love when you do that thing with your teeth, boss. What, like smile? You like it when I smile? To be fair, I am pretty much, I miss congeniality here, you know? I do have quite a winner. It's expensive to keep things this pretty. I love it when you smile. Yeah. The only person that coughs. Jesse, I am the one that coughs! Missed you guys. I know that, like, I literally saw you yesterday. But, we haven't been speaking much lately. Maybe it has something to do with you guys being on missions all the time, huh? You guys need to visit me at the casino more often. Actually, you know, I found a horse that I want to adopt. Hold on. I want you guys to meet this horse that I found. I think he's a beautiful specimen. Hold on. Do you guys like my new horse? It looks just like me. It's my son. Chat, what shall we name him? Before we get started on Cloverpit, what do I name my stupid chud son? Maybe I'll call him Clover, huh? This is Clover. How much do I need to bet on Red so he never see this stuff in nightmares? You be nice to my stupid son! He's just a little special. Are you saying that you don't like... So you lied. You don't like my smile. It smiles. It's hereditary, okay? I told you, my mouth just naturally does this. My eyes just do. This is just a face that I can make. Clover should be their name. Yeah. This is Clover. Belatro Clover. He is the predator. You can tell because he's got like horses are supposed to have eyes on the sides of their head, and this one has eyes on the front of its head. Prey animals have eyes on the sides, and predator animals have their eyes on front. So, what does this mean? So, we're going to talk about predators in the online space today, like pedophiles that play kids games and bot Instagrams and all that. That's not the correction horse. Call the horse Jeffrey. Is this a gorilla stream? No, it's not a gorilla stream because technically this is supposed to be when I stream every day, every week. This is just me being late. Gorilla would be like what I'm planning to do after stream today.
We can't hear the TTS.
Thanks. Okay, hold on. I'll read the supas out loud that y'all missed then. Just so you know, we can't read the TTS. Thank you, Nick somebody. That horse looks like it belonged to the Joker. Your smile was precious, boss. His is the stuff of nightmares. Okay. Is that the horse that the disobedient working girls get tossed to in order to correct them? Again, this is not the corrections horse. Belatro Clover. Yes, Belatro Clover. What that mouth do, though? You know what? We got 1 vote for Belatro Clover, and we got 1 vote for Jeffrey. How much do I need to bet on red so we never see that stuff of nightmares again? For 10 gifted members, I will kill my son. For 10 gifted members, before the stream even starts, we will ritualistically kill my son. My son right here, I will kill him on stream for 10 gifted members. I was hoping this was a predatory online space for the mentally unwell, but Katya refuses to predate on me. Can't speak for the under 18 since the state says you have to be 21 to get into the casino. That's some crazy work. Is Katya on the VTuber menstruation site? Oh wait, there's no point yet. That was the thing I was going meh about earlier. For the low price of 10 gifted members, I will kill my son. He will be sent to the glue factory. He and Terry Davis will be best friends. Oh, that's true. A glue son or tape daughter. No! No! Jeffrey! Your life was so short. You were so young. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my neighbor. It has to be done. No, don't cry. Don't whine. Don't whinny. Just let it happen. Don't make this harder than it has to be. I love you, son. Hey, wait, why is my gun not going off? Hold on. As I was saying, son, before you die, let us take you for a last drink at the bar. What do you want? What do you want, my stupid chud son? Tequila? I raised you better than that! Anyway. Can't believe I raised a fucking loser that drinks tequila. What the hell? What a bozo. Now, I've never played this game before. Hello, I hear you like to gamble. Ah. No need to panic. Here, you can play and forget about the world outside. Now, do you need me to explain how things work around here? Oh, no. Yeah, kinda. And while you're tutorializing me, I'm gonna talk to my chat, because that's why they're here. They're here to listen to me, bitch! Oh. I have to hit the yes button. But yeah. Online spaces these days, like... where do I even begin? With Amino being shut down, I was thinking back on all of the places I was online growing up. Places like the Tumblr, like the... well, mostly Tumblr. But, like, even younger, like the Barbie.coms and the Barney and the Disney.coms. Like, if you go to any of those web pages now, they used to host, like, Flash games and whatnot, and now they've got, like, nothing. Now they're gone. There are, like, game websites still, but they're not, like, something that kids default to going to these days. Like, they don't know off the top of their head that Miniclip exists, right? Or addictinggames.com. Kids these days don't play the powder game, and you can tell. Because they've got the same 3 social medias that they cycle through, like a caged lion circling in place. They don't realize that the door is wide open. The door is right there. They can leave the cage and see other things. They can attack the guests. But no, you've got the children on Reddit, you got the children on Twitter, you got the children on Instagram, you got the children on YouTube, and you got the children on TikTok, and that's really it. And the child-specific spaces that are portioned off for them that they do go to are so filled with adults LARPing as children that it's totally unsafe. Like, there's no adult-only spaces because they have to protect children, and there's no true child-only spaces because the adults are hiding on there. Now, I will say there are a lot more, like, child gamers in the sense of, like, just by percentage, right? Like, if you go onto Steam, there will be, like, kids playing MMOs. Like, there always has been. But, again, it's just... you hear all the horror stories, the Roblox predators, of the Second Life predators, of the IMVU predators. It's just like, and it's not like an uncommon thing either. It's not like a one-off, oh, well, there was just one sex pest bothering a few kids. It's like networks and networks of people that are going onto these websites. There was an undercover sting operation that happened recently. There was a honeypot that uncovered a whole network of maso-sadist child predators that lured people onto a Discord where they would trick children into sending them, like, blackmail material, and then they would blackmail the children for months and months on end, force them to, like, cut the heads off their own pets on camera, force them to do horrible things to, like, their siblings and family, self-mutilate, self-sexualize, all sorts of things, and cut themselves, and some kids just died. And, like, this isn't like an internet horror story. This is, like, front page news type shit. And the leader of this particular Discord himself was, like, 17. What's kind of funny is that it had a lot of crossover with, like, a white nationalist Discord, but they disgusted the white nationalists so much that they got banned. Like, every member that was, like, crossed over between the two got blacklisted from, like, the KKK Discord, and that endlessly amuses me. You know how heinous you have to be banned from the edgiest of edgelord Discords? A 17-year-old led that? That's fucked. Oh, no, well, you have to be, like, some form of like, here's the thing. I feel like the only way it could have worked is if a 17-year-old led it, because, like, he is, quote-unquote, a kid. So younger kids are going to trust him more easily. He is more provably and, like, more openly and visually childlike. They were into a lot of satanic neo-Nazi stuff. Oh, you know what I'm talking about! You know what I'm talking about! Oh, I can't remember. I remember the Discord name was, like, the name of the guy's, like, not street address, but, like, his zip code. Alright, let's see my zipples. How many spins? Let's do 7 spins plus 1.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling! Okay. Move myself out of the way a little bit. No. And it's like, if this was like 1, and this was after painstaking research. Hello? Oh.
You don't mail.
The house always wins. Got mail? There's always been some fucked up people, but kids getting on the internet so young does something to them. It's a dissociation with their actions. Yeah.
That reminds me of Nintendo shutting down SwapNote because of all the incidents of predation.
Do I get to read my mail? I unlocked a necklace. How do I put it on? Okay. Oh, I can buy things. Take a leak, take a dump, maybe later. Okay.
You don't mail.
I don't even wanna. Alright. Welcome, Archangel. Now this is gaming! Alright. I don't know, it's just... there is truly no way to prevent freaks from coming online and torturing kids. But what do you do when you're the parent? When you raise a kid who becomes this? Like, there has to be, to some degree, like, abuse, right? A lack of care. But there has to also just be normal, like, well developed and cared for children that are just born kind of fucked up. What do you do in that situation where you've done everything right as a parent, but your kid just ends up fucked? They go online, and they're so deranged that they perpetuate and push this behavior.
Hi boss, sorry, I am late.
Ark, don't worry about it. I'm late too. My kid is 6 and I think about this shit all the time. Yeah, Fane, just... I'm not saying you need to 1984 your kid. You don't need to police state surveillance the kid. But you need to instill the ability for your kid to trust you in the face of these new world horrors. And what I mean is that a lot of times predators get away with torturing these children because they will either rightfully or, you know, as a bluff, say, if you tell your parents, I will do this to you, right? And it's so hard to not believe that as a kid, because what if they're telling the truth? What if this, what if that? You need to be able to, well, lovingly beat into your child that that is a non-statement. And that if somebody says that they are full of shit and you actually need to report them to you as soon as possible, because this means this is something only you can prevent. They don't want you to prevent it, so they will come up with every excuse in the book to keep you away from them. So, again, you'll never be able to never be able to 100% protect your kid, right? But if you can teach your child to learn to protect himself using you as a tool, I think that's the next best thing. No social media, Discord, or contact with other people online till they're 18. They've made that impossible in this world. If you are not online, then you are ostracized and you are removed from your peers. The only place that works is like literally Amish country, or where you're in a community where everybody is offline. Otherwise, you miss out on the world.
Let's go gambling.
And it's designed that way. It's designed to keep children complacent, babysat, their brains to degrade, erode. It's a very toxic kind of setup, but it was always going to be... Ah! So close. Oh, thank you, Lucky Cat. It was so close. Okay. Interesting. Anyway. Wonder if you could scare young kids straight by impersonating a predator online, getting them to meet you at a gas station or something, or if that just caused them not to trust you. I think that would cause them to think that you personally are paranoid and psychotic. I think that, in theory, it could work. No. if you do that, you will get them to never trust you again, and instead they will fall further into the people they do trust already online, be them good or bad. You have to be very, 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 like, strategic when pulling stunts like that. Yeah, this is an interesting game.
Let's go gambling.
If you punish them for coming to you with their problems, they'll always avoid you, yeah. There's to be some way of giving them healthy fear of strangers on the internet. I never told a soul online what state I lived in until I owned a large dog and a gun. Well, you see, it's going to be very... if your child is capable of respecting you, then they'll be more likely to take what you say seriously, right? But if your child baseline is the kind to not respect you, be it for whatever reason, it doesn't really matter what you say. Because, like, as a parent, you could say, hey, don't do hard drugs. And the kid will be like, fuck you, Mom, I'll do whatever I want. I'll do hard drugs. Right? You could say, hey, let's go to church every week, and this can be the religion you're raised in. I believe this, and I would like you to believe this. And the kid could go, actually, Mom, fuck you, I'm an atheist, right? You can present whatever compelling argument you want, but at the end of the day, if your child has a streak of rebellion or literally any reason to just disrespect you, typically an underdeveloped person is going to do such because that's more appealing and feels like a better use of their time. It doesn't mean it is, but same goes for internet safety, right? Like, growing up, I watched all the PSAs that, like, cyberbullying is evil. Now look at me. I bully people on the internet. No, okay. No, it's... unlike every substance in the world out there that feels like it's... well, it outwardly does physical damage to you, all of the damage done to you by the internet is internal until it becomes external. And unlike drugs, you don't feel the effects physically, even if it's internal. So, a kid will be on the internet, and they'll only see good things for a while. They'll get what the algorithm wants to show them, and they'll enjoy themselves a lot. They'll get that high. They'll only see the positives, right? And they'll think, well, it's not so bad. The only way that people really learn their lesson about the internet is actually, like, being exposed to the worst parts of the internet. And by that time, it's too late. You can't save people from the worst parts of the internet because they've been exposed to it. Oh, that pull was pure sex. Let's go. You've got me. Let's see. Oh, the fact it's in a jar is crazy. All non-yellow symbols will trigger an additional time. Interesting. All right. Yeah! Trial and error is unfortunately always present in our life. I think the trial and error of today is a lot less forgiving than the trial and error of our forefathers.
It only took a year on a TCG Discord server for me to turn from a Reddit normie to a RAC1ST paranoid schizo, and I thank God every day I joined it.
That's some crazy work! I just made some money. There's nothing to eat but the mold. I don't like any of those.
Watch as MS Sable demonstrates how internet games and site hook the unsuspecting while discussing it. Also, don't forget to hit the casino tunes.
Would you say if you have gambling addiction, did you just enjoy number go up, Katya? I mean, I enjoy number go up. I wouldn't say that I have an addiction. I would never say that I'm addicted. You see, I don't have an addictive personality. I would never say such. Nah, I remember the days of, like, IMVU groomers. I never went on IMVU, but I remember all the time. I had friends online that would talk about their virtual boyfriend on IMVU, or the boyfriend that they had on Tumblr, and it was always, like, some seedy, like, 40-year-old man. Like, they'd always be like, oh, I was tricked. He said he was like 15. He said he was 14, but he was 40, 50. I think I was a very fortunate child when I was like perusing online, because I was always hyper paranoid just as a base nature type shit. And so I myself never really succumbed to predation, but that's unfortunately because I would watch all of the other people I knew succumb to predation. So I got to witness the horror secondhand, and that made me so scared to do anything. It makes me wonder if, like, there is, like, a method for, like, self-preservation out there for children. There has to be a way that people can organically, like, see the consequences. I think YouTubers are cancer. I think YouTubers are cancer, but I do think that the huge burst of interest by YouTubers in creating content about predators and predator hunting, and like I went on this Discord server, like all that's being kind of used as a gimmick. Why would I ever put any of this in a drawer? These are all useful. I can't even drink the beer. This is so stupid. No, but I think those existing in the environment, I think, is actually a good first step. A good first exposure and awareness, because you know what? if a kid's not going to take their parents seriously and they're going to raise themselves on the internet having examples of this where they can see is good, actually.
Let's go gambling.
There are reasons why you'd want to draw items. Why? Why would I want to draw items? Well, that's kind of scary. How's your finger? My finger is mostly sealed. There's like a chunk of skin that's kind of like floating there, but it's not bandaged anymore. It isn't for education. It's mostly for gawking. No, I know that 100%. It is for gawking. But when you're young, that kind of stuff is very good at making you paranoid. Like, for adults, it's just slop entertainment. But when you're a kid and you refuse to listen to the lessons of the people around you, sometimes slop entertainment is the only way to get the message across. That's so peak, chat. Look at this. You see, we got that streamer luck. Can you not shake under my feet? Thank you. Yippee! 2,222. Wait, why'd I get a chastity cage? Oh, nice. I like the little recycle pit there. I need supplements! I didn't hurt anybody. I found a winning strategy. Increase the value of patterns with 4+ symbols at the end of the base. Oh, these two are both really good. Winning strategy. You did not pick an ability during a red call at the telephone. Well, oop. Alright, let's put some items in drawers. No, but these are all really good. Why would I want to drawer these? Oh, that one actually gets used up, so it's fine. Oh, I don't have a drawer. Okay, well, it doesn't matter then.
Let's go gambling.
Kids see and repeat. If you want them to not be obsessed with the online world, you also need to check out from that scene. That is entirely true. Huh, why is there a gash here? I don't like that. Yippee! Oh, I'm making bank. That is pure sex, my guy. Chat, is this pure sex? I think this is sex. Alright. I'll just keep going until this one gets used up. You will only know pure sex when you score an ultimate jackpot. We will see. Sex is me just gonna say I wouldn't know. I'm too busy making money! Sex is for procreation anyway. Why would anybody ever have it casually?
I think part of the reason why the internet is less forgiving these days is because the predatory people of today grew up on and acclimated to the changing environment of the early internet.
You know what, that is a very good point. I mean, if a predator knows what the rules are, and they know how to skirt them, and they've even dealt with them themselves, no wonder they're so well equipped. Cause it feels good? Okay, but like, Eustace, if you've never had an apple before, and you don't know how an apple tastes, you can't miss the taste of an apple. You can say up and down that sex feels good, but if somebody's never had sex, it doesn't matter. They don't care. Katya never lose, not even her virginity. Hell yeah, I never lose. Spoken like a true womblet? What does a womblet even mean? Chad, I don't think I'm making this deadline. Chad, I may be cooked. Lolcow culture accelerating became at least some level of mainstream, at least amongst internet people, but vulnerable people were left to be preyed on.
Let's go.
Lolcow culture is fascinating to me. I look at the Amberlyn Reeds of the world and the and the God, he literally just went to jail again. Not Chris Chan, but Cyrax, right? And you feel bad for them, but at the same time, these people have been adults the whole time they've been doing this. And their derangement is on full display. I can't imagine a world where these people are intelligent, right? Like, there is no such thing as a smart lolcow. So at what point is it just sad? You know? What point is it bullying? And at what point is it reasonable and justifiable to point at them and laugh? Because on one hand, they're doing things that, you know, in a civilized society are worthy of ridicule and shaming. And on the other hand, they're not intelligent enough to be able to stop. So, is it cruel and unusual to bully a lolcow? Now, this take may get me some sharp side eyes. But I don't think it is bullying to torture a lolcow. I think it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. You have a responsibility as a human being, just like everyone else. And there are some very stupid, low IQ individuals who have a hard time parsing reality, have a hard time with a hard time with social cues, and they still manage to make their way through life in society as functional members as well as they can. They don't succumb to base urges, right? You can be dumb as rocks. You can be mentally disabled and still be functional. Like, people can be capable of amazing, incredible things. And if you allow yourself to succumb to the evils of the internet or to the depths of your ego, and you do things that are depraved and disgusting and worthy of ridicule, based on your humanity alone, you will get those things, and you will deserve every moment of it. I feel sympathy for them based on the fact that they may be in situations outside of their own control. But at the end of the day, you choose what you put online. You choose what gets observed as an individual. And if these people, yeah, okay, I'll put my coins in, really want the attention that bad, they have to suffer the consequences of what they do. This is literally just how the world operates. And I refuse to succumb to the notion that people need to be coddled for their bad behavior. If bad behavior is punished, then less of it happens. Or at the very least, those that potentially, are in the midst of bad behavior themselves can reevaluate their choices and decide if they really think it's worth it to do so. Are you promoting asexualism or something? No. Huh? What? No, I'm just not having sex because I'm better than all of you. I don't care if you have sex. In fact, have all of it. It's all hunky-dory. I just have too much to do. I'm an evolved being, and I don't need it. That said, just because I'm not having it doesn't mean that I can't be pure sex. First time here, you have such a lovely smile. Yes, thank you. Marry and reproduce. Exactly! I need more slaves in my casino. Have as much sex as human... don't trust everyone. Please look at everything. Can I borrow some green? I need money! How many pulls are left on this? 2 spins. Okay. Your wild take crushed my browser. I hope you're happy, cats. I mean, hey, what can I say? Are you infertile because you're a halfie? Yes, Des. We have discussed this before. We have discussed this. Look, it's unfortunate that I have no sex drive because of my lack of ability to reproduce. I like the idea of being sexy though, and that's pretty peak. But like, why should I chase a carnal pleasure that I don't understand? It's fine, we'll sexualize you for you. Hell yeah, go for it, Danny. Back in the day, lolcows might have been more sympathetic. Like the one fat guy who got filmed fighting with a lightsaber. He didn't ask to get uploaded, and now it caused him a lot of problems. You see, the lolcows of yesteryear and the lolcows of today are different breeds. I'd say the lolcows of today are more like horror cows of the yesteryear.
No gambling.
Now, horror cows are the ones that are like truly depraved. Again, like the Cyraxes. And hell, there are some VTuber lol cows that I would consider horror cows to a degree. But no. Early internet lol cows, those were genuine victims of bullying. The ones that were just a little quirky and doing their best to survive, you know? I have nothing but utmost sympathy. I always wonder if the lack of sex drive is just bad prior experiences. I just have no experiences. I don't know what to tell you. I'll get to work on that Katya Katkini art first time. Chatter, long time lurker. Oh, hell yeah, Yomi! I don't think I could be nearly as scintillating as Hawthorne with her Kaukini, because that's some deadly work she's got going on. But gracious either way. 12,500 in 2 rounds. Oh, I am not making it to the last round. No, a lot of the school shooters were like lol cows.
Let's go.
Some lol cows were definitely victims of bullying, but unfortunately some others were doomed from the start. Yeah. I would say like Gabby Hanna qualifies as a lol cow. Hot take, I don't think a child can be a lol cow. Like, I think a teenager can be a lol cow, but I don't think a child can be a lol cow. Children are just purely victims of circumstance. Didn't the Columbine shooter's classmates basically go, yeah, if you knew him, you would have bullied him too? Ah! You know what? People like the lightsaber guy weren't lol cows because they didn't do things to encourage more trolls. Don't be an idiot online, you won't be a lol cow. Some people just need a reality check. Well, okay, Sub-Zero. The definition of lol cow has changed over the course of the time of the internet. Like, back in the day, he was a target. He was bullied, and that was kind of what a lol cow was. You know? To farm the lols. I'd say somewhere around 2014, 2015 is when the definition of lol cow and horror cow kind of changed. I was so sad when LTG was outed as a groomer because he was the best lol cow. As somebody who is an avid Christorian, it's interesting. I genuinely think if Chris Chan didn't have so many eyes on him at all times, he probably would have developed into, like, grooming tendencies. And I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not even being facetious. He's the type of guy that develops sideways. And even in front of an audience. It's taking everything and everyone's power around him to stop him from doing things to himself. Cow tipping is its subside. Anyway, what did I see earlier about the VTuber that was into fucking staplers? That's crazy. There was one person that I looked up to before his lol qualification. Redica Law. Super smart lawyer. Then he got into crack and a huge amount of alcohol. Oh yeah, I raid that guy sometimes. We're talking about the same guy who raped his mother. Hardly surprising. Yeah. Remembered one that stapled her. Oh man. All right, stapling your entrance hole shut. That is so impractical because I can't imagine like being on your period and having that sealed off, right? That would cause you like to go into like toxic shock. You would literally rot from the inside out. Rihanna tubers are a crazy bunch. Oh yeah, no, I know. Right, Rihanna VTubers are the Guro and Rihanna side of the internet is a fascinating place to look at, I will say. There's a lot more women there than you would anticipate. Like, it is mostly male-dominated for good enough reason, I suppose. But I would say the guru spaces online are largely populated by men and LGBT women. Yeah. Yeah. Guru is primarily a female fetish. Yes and no. Again, outwardly it could look that way. I think the reason you could think that is because women are more open to talking about it because there's less trouble for them that's caused.
Whoa, I need to check that.
Like, if women talk about it, it's cute, quirky, oh my gosh, whatever. But if a guy talks about it, they're put on a watch list and they get people sent to their house. It is a very big double standard. How do you even get attracted to murder and gore? Well, a lot of people get attracted to all sorts of things for different reasons. A lot of times it's early childhood exposure. Again, the internet. The internet grooms all sorts of people into all sorts of strange proclivities. But also, it could just be repeated exposure in general, even as an adult. A lot of people are into Guro specifically because of the textural aspect of it. And it, like, is also like an extreme BDSM thing. Women are goated at Guru art. It's kind of wild. I know a lot of artists, when they are into doing that, there's like a dissociation that happens, and it becomes kind of like a very clinical study of anatomy while they get into it. People like the idea of breaking taboos, like, this is so fucked up. I feel like there's an aspect of that for some people. Aw, man. No, 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 no. Ah, man. Wait, on the toilet. Ah! Into the spike pit with me. Getting into Nugget because you suck at drawing hand to feet. That's some crazy work. Learn drawing while studying medical textbooks for fun. Stop tripping your own security system. Look, I'm doing my best, man! Cut me some slack! We're talking about Guro! I got distracted! Also, some people get into it from bouncing taboo to taboo till they wind up there. More traditional things become boring, so they need something more excessive to stimulate them. Yeah, no, that is also a path. There's a billion pathways. All roads lead to Rome, right? If you degenerate so much. But some people just start there. There's genuinely like a subsection of the Guru Rayona community. Well, communities. That aside from the Guru aspect, they like some pretty vanilla stuff. It's a very strange crossover. Like, they like the absolute destruction of the human body. Of the person itself. But, like, going for the asshole is too far. Guru and handholding. No, really, like, there's like a Guru romance subcommunity. Where the whole thing is like, it feels like a quirky yandere thing, but it's not. It's like, I love this person so much that, after death, I keep going for each part of them, or whatever. I don't know. Mixing Eros and horror just somehow works. Yeah, no, it's actually very common. Let's go gambling. Like, there's like a whole thing where people will like there's like a whole subcategory that's just dedicated to like brains, right? Where somebody will like either like carve a hole in the back of the person's skull and put the person in front of the mirror and screw the person's like brain and have them watch themselves get screwed to death, or like gunshot to the head and then screwing the bullet wound. Like, there's like, that is like a massive community. That is like a very specific sub-community that is a very dedicated following. One that I personally don't understand is the ears, using ear holes. Because ear holes, it's just, you have to like break through cartilage and stuff, and even then it's not like built properly enough to make it work. What were we talking about? Just finished showering now. I feel like I need to go to church. Oh, come on. Okay. Look, we are talking here about the bad parts of the internet. We're talking about the scary parts of the internet that children get exposed to quite easily, quite frequently. There are ways that people can develop sideways. Sometimes people come out pretty well adjusted, all things considered. But for the most part, when people have early age exposure to this kind of content, something breaks and they don't get better. The ones around them that don't have, like, loving families, don't have constant support, like...
Ryan is the only acceptable hentai for this knife here to be featured in. She needs to be put in her proper place.
That's some crazy work. Am I gonna die on round 1? I may die on round 1.
Let's go gambling.
YouTube kids channels are horrible in that regard. They genuinely try to get kids hooked on awful shit. YouTube's regulars safer for kids than YouTube kids, yeah. No, like, there are YouTube kids channels dedicated to Guro. To Guro, to inflation and pregnancy fetishes, to all sorts of things. I can never have a child, but if I ever adopted into the casino, YouTube Kids as an app would be banned. You would get YouTube Regular, right? Like, DeviantArt facilitated a lot of these things, but it had the benefit of mostly targeting older communities. There wasn't as many kids on DeviantArt, so the exposure wasn't as bad. Deposit your coins now. It was Happy Tree Friends and VeggieTales for me for a time. Man, Happy Tree Friends. That takes me back. I know that wasn't my first exposure to Guro, but I remember being very young and accidentally stumbling on Happy Tree Friends, and I know that it was like a shock horror thing for most people, and it scared the crap out of everybody. But, like, you know. Hey, Katya, we're talking about kids watching ISIS beheading videos? Oh, you know what? Okay. Let me level with you. Every child has seen one beheading video. Every child that's ever used the internet, anybody who's used the internet's seen at least one beheading video. Everybody's been on Live Leak at least once. It's weird seeing Happy Tree Friends suddenly getting popular with Zoomers recently. I mean, yeah, I mean... when you live in a world that lacks morality and is... I mean, there's both more and less censorship than before, right? Like, more censorship in how you can approach other people and less censorship in what you can personally consume. Something like Happy Tree Friends goes from being like a shock horror thing because it's nothing like anything you've ever seen before to being like everything you've ever seen, and it just becomes funny slapstick.
Let's go gambling.
Don't think we need morality police, but I think we should have more moral laws about art. No, I don't think we need more morality laws around art, because people will create things anyway. What we need is we need to instill morality back into the people so that people just don't feel incentivized to create it in the first place, right? Making laws, it's not going to stop anything. It'll just make more heinous shit appear, I fear, right? But if people just don't have the baseline desire or want or need for the commodity, they're not even gonna look for it, right? Look at China. Massive moral control and insane mind-breaking content. I mean, China has, like, insane levels of, you know, control over their populace. And so, instead of looking online, like, you can look online and see some stuff, but most of their horrors happen behind closed doors. Most of their horrors happen peer-to-peer. They've got, like, whole farms. They've got human farms for organ harvesting. They do cage matches with children. Like, it's crazy shit. Now, will open internet, prevent that? No, not in the slightest. I'm just saying we probably shouldn't be looking at Earth's China as a paragon of perfection. I've been a victim of the game virus that flashed girl on my screen with distorted screaming and Cyrillic text on it. I would later learn I was part of the Gmod glue library incident. Oh my god. But Katya, how will we profit off these deranged individuals? By targeting the other things that they're interested in. You don't have to, you know, feed all of their degeneracies, because even the most horrific of degenerates have other things they're interested in. Like, I'm so serious. Open a rat casino. You're already in here! Thank you, Billy Donuts, for always giving us donuts, by the way.
Let's go gambling.
I miss the days before everything was degenerate and political. I really hate to break it to you, but things have always been political and degenerate, just in a different way. And you were also younger, and in a different environment.
They make laws protecting knife ears. Doesn't stop the orcs. Or humans. Not that they are people to be protected.
You're right, you're absolutely right. Knife ears don't
Boss,
deserve
can
rights.
I ask a question? Can we toons give you whoppies?
I'm taller than you! What are you talking about? No! Alright, Diuretics, I see that you're a family guy. And I'm dead. that it? Am I dead? Man, I can't get rid of it? Alright. What's the point of this game anyway? The point of this game is to have a backdrop while I'm talking. But it's to gamble so that we can escape.
No boss, I'm still surprised how despite you knowing so much about the internet and its degeneracies you still didn't know what Gakaimachi is.
What can I say? We were in different spaces on the internet. It's kind of like how I didn't even know what Ken Ashcorp... Oh.
Let's go gambling.
Huh.
You don't know.
Nuclear button. Anyway, yeah, no, it's kind of like how I didn't know who Ken Ashcorp is. Apparently, everybody in the whole Huh? Just got an email. No, like an actual email. Huh. Well, you're gonna be seeing something later. All right, let's go gambling. Anyway, no, like everybody on the internet and their dog knew who Ken was, but I didn't. I only found out about him because of VTubing. When I told people like that I had no idea who he started like looking at my content every so often. And he was just the funny guy that liked my tweets and posted a lot of pornography to me. When I found out that he made music, it didn't really compute. It still doesn't compute, right? I think you guys... underestimate how big the internet really is and how not every community will have 100% crossover. Was the game made by Hyperstrange by any chance? I'm not sure. Found that Gorn-related content is used in a sexual way. It just angers me instead of scaring you, disgusts me. Not sure if that's the norm. No, that is a very normal reaction to that kind of thing. It's actually very human to react that way. What happened to him anyway? I used to follow his music as a teen and he just fell off the radar for me. He's literally a regular.
Good morning, boss.
Good morning! Ohio! Yeah, no, but Ken, if you're here long enough, he floats in and out. He's a very silly creature. No, the other day he was torturing a certain yellow creature's mother. I mean, there's thousands of websites, people have everyday lives. Yeah, no. Ken is always listening. Cute. I'm not cute, I'm evil! Ohio is a state in the United States. Come on, come on, give me some slack, come on, don't, Fine. He pets your ears. You know what? You know what, Necro? You know what? I just lost I just lost everything. I ain't having you stroking my ears like a sick pervert.
You are cute and evil, boss. Right pointing finger emoji, left pointing finger emoji. I like evil woman.
Mind if we put your smile on a t-shirt? If you do that, send a selfie. That would be so funny. What? Literally, if you do anything with me, that would be so funny. If you're a specific Predatumblr, 4chan, or proto-bloodsport scene, you probably never heard of Ken until the last few years. Take it you won't let me touch them either. Touch what?
I take it you won't let me touch them either.
You've got a whole island of things to touch, you freaking creature. Stay away from me!
You don't mail. Let's go gambling.
Shrink/Ice Ray or Robo Chomo evil?
It's in the name! Robo Chomo. What? It's got Chomo in the name. How could it not be? You know what? You're right, Gary Coleman. Saddam Hussein, I don't think he's stuck in a hidey hole. I think he's on a beach somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle. That's why as kids they were teaching us how scary the Bermuda Triangle is, so that we don't actually go there to Saddam Hussein and Jeffrey Epstein's secret lovers retreat. Is he there with John McAfee? Nah. McAfee is on the moon, okay? McAfee is with the space Nazis on the dark side of the moon. He is living it up on the dark side of the moon. Mm-hmm. Let's go gambling. My week's big question is it better to go to sleep clothed and wake up naked, or better to go to bed naked and wake up clothed? I think it's better to go to sleep clothed and wake up naked because you have the plausible deniability of I was hot in my sleep and I kicked my clothing off. There is no explanation for I went to bed naked and I woke up clothed other than somebody else put clothing on me. And that's scary. Still can't believe they got McAfee. I hoped he would continue roaming the world on his crazy video. He's alive! He has to be alive. He is out there. Maybe he's watching stream right now. I doubt it, but... Insane sleepwalking. Yeah, no, it's instead of casual sleepwalking, it's professional sleepwalking. I bet McAfee became a Sam Squanch. I can believe he like went Sasquatch mode. Okay, you're not counting variables, though. Okay, but That's the thing. I wasn't counting variables. If we're counting variables, then literally any option can mean anything. I'm going baseline. I'm in my own bed, right?
Let's go gambling.
Spin! Variables project. I think McAfee is too insane that if he faked his death, he would have popped up again by now.
Thank you, Katya Sama and Tunes for fun day. GTG.
Have a good one, Ark. Be safe out there. No, I think McAfee is around. I think he's even online, but I think he has another identity. Imagine you go to sleep, being so wasted, you sleep naked and wake up in a full tuxedo with a bowler cap the next day. Now that's a side plot I'd want to get behind. Okay, I have enough money. No, but I don't want to deposit my money. I want to gamble! I want to gamble! All lucky charms triggered by the red button trigger one more time. Interesting. Fine. I'd believe that John McAfee is secretly the owner of an agency. You know, maybe the real leader of, VP is John McAfee. Maybe it's not Red. Maybe it's not Kuro. Maybe John McAfee is just skinwalking as them. McAfee's color is red, is it not? Yeah! Guys, at the next convention you see VP at, make sure you gift Red at the booth, because if he's at the booth, I want you guys to give him a present, okay? He's our very silly CEO, and he needs all the presents he can get. Give him a copy of McAfee Antivirus. Don't even tell him why. Just make sure it's gift wrapped. It's like in a pretty box. Give it to him. Say it's a thank you from the casino. Ever realize we judge people based on their lifestyles, but we probably aren't aware that the community judging us for not living that lifestyle? I mean, it's kind of like a baseline assumption, I'd assume, right? Like, I will never fully understand polyamory, right? And I would never want to live in a relationship like that. It seems like an obtuse, absurd way to live. But at the same time, I know that people that are in polyamorous relationships tout up and down until their face turns blue the benefits of being in those relationships. I want to hit the button! I think this will be our last round.
Let's go gambling.
I don't believe in those relationships. They seem broken for some seem to exist for broken people. Yeah. Poly in the three-way or cheating with no consequences way? I have so many hot takes about polyamory, but I know some people who are in relationships like that, and I'd get in trouble. She's keeping the V Pro polycules to get the variance polycule. Ugh. Not gonna lie, that sounds absolutely vile.
Let's go gambling.
I don't want to deposit my coins. Oh, stop ringing.
Let's go gambling.
I am so excited for the Postal 2 remake. I've been talking about it for months. I just want it now. I want to play it now. I'm in their official Discord. I should probably check to see if there's any updates.
My friends asked, why do you follow Katya Sable? She's kinda at there. My response, that smile. That gosh darn smile, smiley face emoji.
You're very sweet. You're very sweet. I do know that I'm definitely not for most people. I get reminded of that daily. I'm not excited. It was originally a product of its time. It's best enjoyed as such. Well, no. Here's the thing. I will enjoy the original more than the remake. That goes without question. I'm just curious. Because it is something I like. Right? Like, if they totally, like, rape it 5 ways back to Sunday, then so be it. It's a franchise that's being kept alive with jumper cables at this point. But anything new at all, even if it's controversial, like the AI art scandal that happened with, like, the secondary shooter game that they were coming up with, like, I don't know, it's just, at least it's something, right? Well, if it helps, I wandered in for the first time today. One of your regulars pointed me here. Ah. Which one of your friends hates you that much? Nah. Welcome. You are more than welcome to stay. Remember when someone unironically asked when we were gonna get a sequel of Hatred? I mean, I have Hatred. Hope they can rework the Apocalypse Weekend DLC. I know they weren't able to reach the goal, but I hope they're able to do something to work it out. They were able to get, like, literally every single other goal reached, though. Like, they got the VR stuff, and they got, like, extra content. VR stuff probably should have been the last goal. I do agree. I don't know. If I wanted the first-person experience of pissing on a random stranger, I'd just, like, walk outside my office. How much true crime content do you consume? Just curious. I'd say a casual amount. Like, when I'm working, I like to have stuff on. Aw, man. No, 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 let me in! No! No! Ah! All right. Well, let's move to the office. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. Sorry, guys, I was just addressing the elephant in the room. But yeah, true crime content. I used to consume a lot of it, and I also used to consume a lot of analog horror. I feel like everybody was pushed it at the same time a few years ago. And I don't know, it's nice to have on when I want to zone out and not focus and just like work on artwork or project work that doesn't require me recording anything. But these days, I just have VTubers on in the background. Or I just have news streams on in the background. There's only so much true crime content you can consume before it's so repetitive that it doesn't matter. Funny how a single studio like Running with Scissors can live for decades off a single franchise. I mean, hey! I guess it really depends on, like, the cost of upkeep to keep a studio name, right? Because if they're not producing anything for a long period of time, they have no upfront costs. They're not paying people to animate, to code, to model. They really just have to pay, like, their own, like, IP fee for copyright or whatever. I'm not entirely sure how that works. And that's probably, like, something you can afford just working minimum wage elsewhere. Say what you will, Jim Can't Swim still is the best. Oh, yeah. Remember the small period of time where Jim Can't Swim was, like, weirdly experimenting with AI voices? That was so bizarre. No. Stretch. Alright, well, I'm gonna take a break for about... Oh, this is just a branch studio, if I remember correctly. They have the main studio that does edutainment for kids. What? Wait, I didn't know that piece of esoteric. Hold on, we're pausing the stream end. We gotta look this up. Running with Scissors parent company. Rydell Software Productions. Rydell Productions. No way. They did Sesame Street games? Hold on. PC Gaming Wiki. They established Running with Scissors in 1996 as a spin-off label intended for mature games. After the release of Postal, Rigel Software Rydell Software transitioned to developing under the Running with Scissors label, and they quietly dissolved in 2007. Okay, so Rydell Software was their initial branch, and then Postal got so popular, they stopped producing games as Rydell Software, and they dissolved and just became Running with Scissors. Interesting. They founded in 1986 as a work-for-hire game developer, mainly producing games aimed at younger audiences. Okay, games developed: The Adventures of Beetlejuice, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, wait, Daffy Duck PI, ooh, The Muppet CD-ROM, Bugs Bunny's Harebrained Adventure. Wait, this is peak. They developed their own, like, game engine. Games ported to Windows 3, Cartoon Jukebox, Sandy's Circus Adventure, The Dark Fables of Aesop. Barbie Fashion Designer? Barbie Fashion Designer? Hold on. Okay, so Chippendale Rescue Rangers, The Adventures in Nimmel's Castle, The Muppets CD-ROM, Muppets Inside. It's a single-player side-view mini-games collection. Interesting. Bugs Bunny's Harebrained Adventure. It's for... Oh, God. I love abandonware. I love abandonware so much. I won't get into it. But this is so cool for me. The Dark Fables of Aesop. Interesting. Barbie Fashion Designer. What the fuck? What is up with hair games? No, abandonware games. Abandonware. That's different than... I don't know what you mean by hair games. That's crazy. Rydell Software. Chippendale, Bugs Bunny, and Barbie. Like, these are, like, big IPs, too. Like, this is nothing to scoff at. I thought it'd be, like, Bouncy Larry's 1, 2, 3 ABCs. No, like, this is, like, serious shit. Huh. Hey guys, did you know that the people who produced the Postal games made Barbie Fashion Designer, Chip and Dale, and Bugs Bunny's Harebrained Adventure for DOS? I wonder if there's, like, YouTube footage of the Bugs Bunny game, actually. There must be. Well, now we need a mod for Postal where we play as Barbie, just going batshit. Oh, this is putrid. Oh, this is hideous. This does look like Postal 1. I'm not gonna lie. It's the same kind of top-down angle. I mean, it's a little less. It definitely looks like Bugs Bunny. Interesting. Sorry, I'm getting distracted now. I had something I was gonna do. That's crazy. Call Postal Barbie Pastel. Even GOG DOS games are so hidden in a wrapper you'd never know they're running DOSBox under the hood. Gotta get milk for the stupid bitch husband can. Unironically, Barbie Postal Edition win. If somebody makes me a Postal 2 mod, I will voice the whole thing. Is there anybody who can mod? Genuinely.
Hi, I'm Barbie. I have to get milk for my stupid bitch husband. Uh-huh.
I want that. I actually really want that. I want a Barbie mod for Postal 2. I didn't know I wanted that until now. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough. I was gonna take a break before the next stream. It's first-person perspective. What's there to mod? Well, you still need to mod the character model because you can still see Postal Dude in Postal 2, right? Like, you can change the camera angle. And, like, when you commit suicide, it changes the camera angle and you explode. You can still see the arms. You would need a character model. Barbie with a grenade in her mouth.
I regret nothing.
Need to be able to look down Barbie's shirt. Oh, 100%. So that we wouldn't get sued halfway to Sunday by Mattel, we'd need to call it Barbara's Great Adventure or something. Get out of here. I'm gonna be doing a Work With Me member stream in, well, it was gonna be in half hour, and now it was gonna be in 15 minutes, but I really need to take a break. So, instead of at 3, maybe I'll do my member stream at 4. I'm working on a big project, and I've been working on it for days. But I've come to realize that I probably should be working on it in front of the camera because I spend literally hours and hours and hours just working on this and talking to nobody, and you guys might actually want to see the progress of what it looks like. Bugs Bunny voice back for post. Alright. I'll see you guys in at 4, so it's 3, so see you in about an hour. If you're a member. If you're not a member, it's good seeing ya. If you want to be a member, there's time. If you want to see a sneak peek of what I'm working on, you know. Actually, you know what I can do? As an incentive for people to want to come to the members, actually. You want to know what I'm working on? Can I get the screenshot, actually? You see, I like to work in 3D when I can. Here we go. And I'm working on a big silly project with my gen mates. There we go. And I am making the 3D models. Now, I'm not going to go into what it's for here, but if you come to the member stream, I'm going to go into great depth as to what I'm working on. And we're going to be working on Hawthorne today. And depending on how it goes, I might be able to whip out myself and Leia as well. Memoria. But what you're looking at here is the very beginnings of Y2K Maid Cafe Ava. So if that interests you, then yeah. Good. Stay scared. Stay scared, you rat. Yeah. Cry yourself to sleep. Cry. I feed off your tears. Oh, hey, Hawthorne is live. Get over there.